With infinite complacency, men went to and fro over this globe about their little affairs, serene in their assurance of their empire over matter. That sentence, in case you don't recognize it, is the first line in War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. With infinite complacency, men, now pardon the gendered language, but it was a while ago, with infinite complacency, have been going around this globe, especially those of us who run the American empire, present company excluded, of course, serene in an assurance of an empire not only over worldly affairs, but over nature and matter itself. What a timely sentence that is. I'll get to why I'm thinking about War of the Worlds in a second. But a little further on in that first paragraph, H.G. Wells writes this. And of course, War of the Worlds is about an invasion from Mars, which was then thought to be an inhabited planet. He writes, quote, "Yet across the gulf of space, minds that are to our minds as ours are to those of the beasts that perish, comma, intellects vast and cool and unsympathetic, regarded this earth with envious eyes and slowly and surely drew their plans against us," end quote. That would be, I suppose, the planners of empire. I would not argue that their minds are vastly greater than our own, anything but I would say that they do have a great deal of computing power behind them to amplify whatever bad ideas they have and to execute them at lightning speed. So there is that. And I would certainly argue that they are unsympathetic in many cases to our needs and wants, and that they have drawn their plans against humanity. So going on with the War of the World theme, so we've been basically trying to dominate the world. We've been trying to dominate economies and societies. We've been trying to dominate nature itself. I would not argue that our minds are vastly superior to those of the beasts that perish, because the beasts that perish understand how to cooperate in ways that we don't, but still we attempt to force our economic and technological dominion on a planet that is crying out enough. Another sentence, this one from the last paragraph of the book, "For so it had come about, as indeed I and many men might have foreseen had terror and disaster not blinded our minds." Again, we could foresee this. Well, we've been talking about that. We will talk about it. We could have foreseen it had it not been for our own infinite arrogance. Now, if you remember the story of War of the Worlds, the aliens have vastly superior technology to human beings and are going about the business of methodically crushing us and taking over our planet until they are brought low and destroyed by the one thing they hadn't anticipated, which being a superintelligence, you think they would have, which is that we have bacteria here they're not familiar with, and the bacteria wiped them all out. Here's the second to last sentence from the book, quote, "Already when I watched them," he's looking at them getting sick and dying, basically. "Already when I watched them, they were irrevocably doomed, dying and rotting, even as they went to and fro. It was inevitable. But by the toll of a billion deaths, man had bought his birthright of the earth. Let it not come to that, but let us always remember that when we attempt to dominate nature, we are the aliens and we lose."